Bonsaiwithromano. Hope you guys been busy with your bonsai trees. It's spring in the Western Cape, South Africa, and we're starting to see a lot of new growth on our trees. And this is one of the trees that I've collected about 2 years ago, and it's now time to actually start working on this tree. And I have two choices. I dug up the tree and I planted it into this pot, and it's been growing well. And as you can see, I've trimmed it back quite a few times, and obviously I left the growth on so that the tree can grow strongly, because the better it grows at the top, the better the roots are at the bottom, and the more you leave it to grow, the faster the tree regains strength. And if you trim it back too much, the tree puts all its energy back into the branches of the tree, and it distributes the growth in the tree more towards the top of the tree. Where if you leave it to grow, just the same amount of growth that you get on the top, you always get at the bottom. So for me, at this point in time, I have enough growth, enough roots in the pot. So today I needed to decide, am I going to trim this back and design another umbrella type of style tree, or am I going to do something interesting with this tree? So there's a few things that I've thought about doing with this tree, and at the end of the day, it looks like it's going to be another umbrella tree. But the thing is, for me to wait a couple of years for this side of the branch, this side of the trunk has no growth on them, or the growth at the top. So what I'll be doing is today I'll be drilling a couple of holes on this trunk here, this in line with the other branches that's coming out of the trunk. And I'll be taking these long branches and I'll be threading them through, and I'll be wiring them into place. And then as the tree grows, it will start healing over, and then this will be the new branches coming out at that point. And then later on, I can remove this ugly little stump here and start working on that. It's going to be a better tree. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I'll be using a little Dremel for this part of the video. I'm just going to dial it down so it doesn't burn the bark. So all I'll be doing is I'll be inserting this at an angle, and I'll be trying to get the exit wounds more or less there, just above that, so that I can thread this side, the long branches from this side through to that side, and point them up this side so that it comes out at a right angle. If you do it straight, you're going to have to sit with this ugly bulge here that comes out at the wrong angle. So I'll just show you quickly. So I just use my thumb to guide it. I do see a potential problem. It looks like I managed to get the holes more or less the same height, and they're crossing paths now. Let's just see quickly. I just thread the one through so you can see what it's going to look like. So I'm just removing some of the bigger leaves. So as you can see, what I'm doing now is just removing these bigger leaves, so that I can actually thread this through the hole. I'm going to try and keep that eye at the edge in place, so that can continue growing. None of this is going to make it through the hole. So if we do this right, there we go, just remove that bit there, ding. Here we go. So that's the part that we have, and that's the part that we're going to thread through the hole. and hopefully it will stay intact. See when it gets to the buds. There we go. There's the first one. That one's going to come out there. Push it in as deep as possible. There you go. There you go. And I'm just going to use a small piece of wire to keep that in place. It should stay in place, but I'm just going to put a piece of wire here just so it stays there, so it stays in place, and I won't wrap it too tight because otherwise it's going to hinder the growth on the tree itself, and so what I'll do is I'll leave it for a couple of months, and if the wire starts to bite in, I'll just remove that wire on that little guy. So that should keep it in place. So there you can see this is the first one that I threaded through. I just need to see if I have another thin branch on this side. So that one already splits into two. Just get it, quickly get it. Here's a nice thin long piece that I think I can thread through there. That's the same branch, so let's try another one. See if we get this one through there. That's how you thread branches. That's thread grafting. So now let me just apply a piece of wire to that one as well. So you can use other stuff to keep the branches in place. I just like using wire because you can actually see when the tree is starting to grow. As soon as the bark, or as soon as the wire starts getting in the way or starts biting in, you know there's some growth. So now what I do is, let me just turn this puppy around so you can see. So what I'll do now is I'll be removing some of these, so you can see where these nodes are. There's one there, so I can decide which way I want this. So I want the next bud to come out this way, so I'll cut this off here. That one's going that way already, so I'm not planning the tree, I'm just removing the longer branches so that all of the growth can go to the smaller ones that I just grafted and doesn't take up all the growth, because the more foliage I remove now, the more growth the tree has to distribute. Because what happens is you still have the same amount of roots, and the same amount of roots that you have in the bottom is the same amount that can be supported by the top. So by removing this, we have more roots. So what will happen now is the tree will send out more growth to the top of the tree because it has a bit more energy. I was trying to get, so I'm basically now just pruning back on the tree, on the bigger, because the longest branches normally take up more of the energy of the tree because it receives more sunlight, and trees naturally send more growth to those parts of the tree. This one I'll move back to there. This one I can cut back to there, and I'll split it into two. That one, and I'll remove this little sucker here because
this guy is attached to the branch that's grafted to that side. And then obviously I'll leave these two grafted branches here. So what I would advise you is, normally I would seal up these edges here, so, and this over here, but I tend to find that when you apply sealant to this parts of the tree, sometimes the sap, when it's this side of the trunk, it's bigger, it doesn't join properly, because then you have the issue where the sealant has gone in between the gap of the hole and the gap of the tree. So what happens now is then it forms these ugly bulges, and you want it to look as natural as possible. So what I'll do later is remove this part over here. I might as well do it now, because that's all just taking energy away from the tree, because this just looks unsightly. Difficult to get in there now. Let's try and get up. There we go. I just need to kind of wiggle it out of there. There we go. There we go. Removed. Yeah, it's stuck in there. Just trying. Use the knife to cut it out. Just cut out this little piece of bark. So there we go. So what I'll do later on is I'll remove everything from here upwards. So from the first hole that I made, from here upwards, I'll remove this. I'll remove all of this. This here and this part, they're all gonna go. And this one here I might just cut off there, because that's slightly too high, this one. So, and then I'll remove this one because it's too low. But at this point, this one is one of the branches that I grafted through. It's this guy over here. So as soon as this starts growing on its own, I'll remove this and this part over here. So then it looks like all of these are more or less in line over there. And that's how you do thread grafting. Okay, thanks for watching.